Hey CWC, Allie Donor here with your tip of the day. So today's tip of the day is around Tony Hawk. So for those of you that kind of personally know me, I'm not really into sports. I respect the games, but when it comes to sports, the only sports I really watch are my kids. But I do get sucked into documentaries a lot. And so I've been watching this documentary on Tony Hawk. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you today is because Tony's success is a lot of it, to me, what I took away from this documentary has to do with not only his drive, but his ability to work through issues, see problems, and find solutions to then land the trick. But what's interesting to watch, and where this relates to you guys on a professional or possibly even personal level, is that when he is working on learning something new, he tends to fail a lot. And you see it over and over, fall, gets back up, which is great, very inspirational. But in those attempts, there are small tweaks. You can almost see the wheels turning. Like the reason that didn't land was because of this, or the reason I didn't get that whole turn in was because of this. And he changes either his entry, his footing, where his arms are placed, the speed, the start point. It just depends on what the trick is. But you see those small, tiny adjustments if you're paying really close attention. And that is really where the tip of the day lies for this lesson. It is that sometimes I feel like we as humans, need that instant gratification, or at least enough difference to where somebody says, wow, that's amazing. But that you're not always going to get that, right? You can be your own cheerleader, like, wow, that's amazing. Somebody might not notice you lost 2 pounds, but might notice you lost 10. But hey, 2 lost is better than 2 gained, right? You're headed in the right direction. And so maybe it hasn't come to fruition yet. Maybe instead of making 100 calls, you've made 200, but your quotes are up, but you just haven't closed them yet. Those tiny little improvements over time will result in the big tricks, in the big production, in the awards, in the accolades. But you can't just give up because you made a change and then it didn't work. Sometimes it takes 50 small changes to finally get it right. And so I want you to think about that. Even if you're great, you might be awesome at your job, but is there something that could make you even more awesomer, which I know is not a word, but is there a little tweak you could do? Or if you're on the bottom side of your career and you're like, there's a lot of improvement needed to be made here, which I've been there, guys. It's not going to be one big swift overhaul and you wake up the next day like, ta-da! I feel like, 20 some years later, I'm in insurance. I'm still learning something new every day. So it is just going to be a series of small improvements, but your wheels need to be turning. You need to be your own coach in a way. What is it that you could be better at? What angles do you need to be looking at it from? Like if I tweak a little bit of this, or maybe a little bit of this, or maybe a little bit of both, what would the end result be? Will it finally click? Will I finally get it? Maybe, but it might take 10 weeks of that. But the point is, you don't want to give up, because constant little improvement really does end up making some people that would just be your normal everyday skateboarder, for example, somebody who is really inspirational to hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions, all over the world. So if Tony Hawk thinks that small little things can make him the world's best, then you should too. And that is my tip of the day. Bye.